The human heart is made of 4 chambers, 2 atria, and 2 ventricles, partitioned by interatrial and interventricular septa. The right and left atria are the receiving chambers for blood and are located above and to the right of the corresponding ventricles. The ventricles are the ejection chambers and pump blood into the systemic and pulmonary circulation. This is the primary function of the heart chambers, that is, to receive and pump blood. It also ensures that blood goes through a pulmonary circulation for oxygenation before entering the systemic circulation. This is enabled by a system of valves. All the 4 chambers are seen from the anterior view. This surface, also called the sternocostal surface, is mainly formed by the right ventricle. Above and to its right is the right atrium. The right border and the right surface of the heart are formed entirely by the right atrium. The right atrium receives the superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava along its right border. It also receives the coronary sinus. The right atrium communicates with the right ventricle by the tricuspid valve. Above and to its left is the left atrium, separated by the interatrial septum. The left atrium is also slightly posterior to the right atrium, and hence, only a part of it is seen in this view. Moreover, it is overlapped by the aorta and the pulmonary trunk anteriorly. The upper part of the left border of the heart is formed by the left atrium. The left atrium receives the 4 pulmonary veins on its posterior wall. Inferiorly, it communicates with the left ventricle through the mitral valve. The atria are demarcated externally from the ventricles by the atrioventricular groove, also known as the coronary sulcus. This groove encircles the heart and can be traced in the anterior as well as the inferior surfaces. On the anterior view, it runs obliquely downwards and to the right towards the inferior border. The 2 ventricles form the outflow chambers of the heart. They eject blood into the systemic and pulmonary circulation. The right ventricle is seen below, to the left, of the atrioventricular groove. It forms a major part of the inferior border of the heart. It is separated from the left ventricle by the interventricular septum. It communicates above with the right atrium through the right atrioventricular orifice and is guarded by the tricuspid valve. It is also connected to the pulmonary trunk through the pulmonary orifice, which is bounded by the pulmonary valve. The left ventricle forms a major part of the inferior surface and the left border of the heart. The apex of the heart is located at its inferior end. On opening this chamber, it is found to communicate with the left atrium through the left atrioventricular orifice, which is bounded by the mitral valve. It also communicates with the aorta through the aortic orifice, which is bounded by the aortic valve.